Hey everybody, this is Pat Jennings again from thebizseller.com, and in this video we're going to begin to address some of the common mistakes that business owners make when they go to sell their business. And in my opinion, the biggest mistake, the most common mistake that I see with business owners is that they price the business incorrectly. Specifically, what I mean is that they base the asking price on the wrong things. Now, when you go to sell your business, there are a variety of methods that you can use to value your company and to determine your asking price. And exactly how you do that is going to depend on a lot of specifics to your situation. But in all cases, the asking price needs to be based on a number that you can support with facts. In other words, you have to base the asking price on the actual performance of the business. The performance that the business has proved it can generate. Now, unfortunately, a lot of business owners set themselves up for disappointment by making one of the following mistakes when they go to set their asking price. First, and most common, is that they set their asking price based on how much they need to pay off debts or how much they feel they're going to need in order to retire comfortably, instead of basing the price on the company's earnings. The next common mistake is that they base the price on what they heard some other similar business down the road or across town sold for. This tends to happen more in internet and technology-based businesses, but it also happens in Main Street mom and pop businesses. And if you own a hair salon and you heard that someone on the other side of town sold their salon for $200,000, well, first of all, unless you've seen the paperwork, you don't have any way to confirm that, and you don't know anything about the particulars of that deal, like how much money was put down, how many years is the seller going to finance that, how much revenue, how much profits did that business have compared to yours. So unless you have detailed information on some other business sale, what it sold for really has no basis on what you can ask for your business. The next mistake that I see a lot of business sellers make is that they base the price on the dreaded rule of thumb. Rules of thumb that have no basis in reality. Now, many industries do have what's called the rule of thumb, and it's not a bad idea to use that to try to get a ballpark figure to see what kind of neighborhood your asking price should be in. But these rules of thumb, again, they don't mean anything to the buyer. And in most industries, people can't tell you where these rules of thumb came from, so they're basically useless. Now, the next mistake is the pie-in-the-sky projection. Business owners will base the price not on what the business has actually done, but on what it could do if the new owner did a whole host of things that the current owner never bothered to do. And here's an example of this kind of thinking, and I took this directly from a business for sale ad that was submitted to us here at thebizseller.com. And this restaurant owner wrote in the description of his business the following: a new owner could explode profits by adding new items to the menu and staying open throughout the dinner hour. We are currently open just for breakfast and lunch. Also, there are a number of marketing and advertising opportunities that a new owner could capitalize on to take this business to a whole new level. Well, that's true of every business in the world. If you added new items, if a restaurant added new menu items, or a retail store carried more types of products in their inventory, and if they stayed open later, and if they spent more on advertising, they could generate more revenue. So in addition to that being a statement of the obvious, a business buyer is going to be perfectly justified when they read this, or when they hear this statement from the seller, they're going to be perfectly justified in wondering, well, if it's so easy and it's so certain that these changes are going to make so much more profit, why haven't you already done that? Why haven't you already made those changes and implemented those programs? So, in short, your asking price needs to be determined by the earnings that historically the business has shown it can earn. Its historical performance has to be the basis of your valuation. Now, the untapped potential and the opportunities for growth are important, and they should be used to motivate the buyer. They should be used to attract buyers, because the untapped potential can be one of those things that makes a buyer choose your business over some other business that might also be for sale. But you can't get paid for that potential as if it already existed. You can't get paid today for the work and the risk and the effort and the money that the new owner is going to have to invest in making that potential a reality. Okay, so I've been telling you all of the things that you shouldn't do. But what should you do? How do you arrive at an asking price that is going to be legitimate in the eyes of the buyer, that a buyer will be willing to pay? Well, as you can imagine, it's a little more complicated than we can cover here in a 3 or 4 minute video, but we have created a 27-page guide that will walk you through the steps of coming up with an asking price for your business. And in the description section below, the very first link is a link to the PDF with that valuation report in it. So when you click on that link, the valuation report will open in a new window, and you can take all the time you need to walk through that and come up with a price range. And when you're done with this, going through the steps in this guide, you'll be able to explain to the buyer and justify to the buyer why your asking price is reasonable, why it's legitimate, why he can pay that price and still go on and be a success. Now, if you found anything in this video helpful, if you'd like to subscribe for our coming videos, you can click the subscribe button in the upper left-hand corner. Or if you like the video, please click the like button in the lower left-hand corner. If after reading the valuation guide you have a question or a comment about your particular situation, you can leave your comments in the comment box below, and we'll address some of the more common questions and comments in coming videos. And I will see you in the next video.